In this video, we're going to show you how to install the sway bar end link on your Ford Mustang, located behind your front wheel. Now, when removing the center cap, you want to be careful not to damage the wheel face itself. There is a notch right here you can go ahead and put a pry tool into. I'm going to use a plastic trim and a small pry bar, and the purpose of this here is to protect the surface, that painted surface of the wheel. Using your 19mm socket, loosen and remove your lug nuts. With the lug nuts removed, remove the wheel and set it aside. So we went ahead and put the key in the ignition and we turned it on and we cranked our wheel all the way over to the left. That's going to give us some direct access to the sway bar end link here. Let's go ahead and spray down the nut here with some rust penetrant, and we got some on the bottom here. I'm going to use a 15mm socket. I want to go ahead and loosen and remove the nut here as well as the one on the bottom. Now sometimes you might have a bolt that goes through the bottom and goes all the way up to a nut here. Either way, we need to remove the nut in order to separate everything. I'm going to use a pair of pliers just to hold this. In some instances, you'll have to remove the sway bar end link from the other side of the vehicle as well to remove everything here. Go ahead and remove the upper bushing here. And sometimes you can try using a pry bar. Go ahead and lift up on the sway bar. Ours is pretty much rusted together. We're going to remove the rubber grommet off the bottom. What we're probably going to opt to do is just to cut this, so we can go ahead and separate this here and then install our new components. Now here we have our sway bar end link bolt. We're going to be feeding this up through the bottom. First thing we want to do is take one of our washers, drop the washer on, and that washer is going to have the dish side on the bottom. Install your bushing. That's going to have the little extrusion on the top here poking out. We're going to feed this up. Next thing we want to do is install a rubber bushing, and that's going to have that little extrusion facing down so it locks into the control arm. Take a washer with the cup facing down, install the sleeve, washer with the cup facing up. Once we have that cup on the washer facing up, take the next bushing with the little extruded end facing upward. Now what we want to do is slide this underneath, and it's not going to be that easy. So what we're going to do is take a pry bar, and you can go in here on the control arm, and you're going to come underneath the sway bar end link. You can lift up on this here. All right, once we have that on there, we can go ahead and relax that pry bar. Now the nut on this is a 14mm. So we got a 14mm socket on our driver unit here. Install a 14mm wrench on the bottom to hold the bolt. Now ideally when we're compressing this here, you want to go ahead and compress it to the point where the rubber bushing here expands out to the diameter of the washer itself. And we're pretty much at that point right there on all of our bushings. Now if you want to go ahead and repeat this process for the other side, or you can replace one sway bar end link as necessary. Once you have everything tightened down here, go ahead and install your wheel and you're all set. Install your wheel. Go ahead and get your lug nut started. And once we have those started, we can go ahead and snug those down. Let's go ahead and torque our lug nuts to 95 foot-pounds. Go ahead and install your center cap.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.